So we're going to talk about Skullcrushers. What a horrible name. However, that name certainly is very clear in understanding what could happen if you happen to let go of your bar on these exercises. Now, Skullcrushers can be done with a regular straight bar. They can be done with an easy curl bar, which is what I'm going to demonstrate and explain the why. They can also be done with dumbbells, and I'll explain why that's not my preference for beginners, but we can also include those as an option. And Triceps Skullcrushers can be done from flat or from slightly elevated. My personal preference for execution for the best bang for your buck is on a slight incline. It just positions the shoulders in such a way that, from what I observe with my clients, that gives them the most level of success and ease and functionality. But that being said, try it for yourself. There's certainly not a disadvantage to doing them flat. It's more, again, accessibility. The other thing I'll also say is that you could do Skullcrushers with the Smith machine at the gym if you prefer, but this is one of those things where I think that for most people, because of the unique alignment and the biomechanics of all of our shoulders, sometimes the Smith bar can be a little, or the Smith rack can be a little bit limiting in giving kind of that free range of motion. So that's my advice. So when you're getting yourself set up, I have my bench at about a 45-degree angle, and this is the easy curl bar. So the easy curl bar has benefits because you can position your hands in different areas to have more natural range of rotation for your humerus and for your radius and your ulna bones, your lower arm bones. So this can be used in all sorts of exercises, bicep curls, upright rows, etc. But for our purposes, if you can find one of these and you're at the gym, they're great. If not, a straight bar is fine. So we're gonna hold on to our bar, pop it up with the knee, bring the weight straight up and above your upper chest. So arms are straight up as if you were reaching for the ceiling and maybe just slightly in front of you. You're going to stabilize those upper arms, and you're going to begin to bend your elbows as if your bar is coming right down to your forehead, aka Skullcrusher, and exhale as you bring the weight up. That is the concentric phase. Eccentric as you lower. I always like to imagine I'm holding like a little medicine ball or a little beach ball between my elbows when I'm doing this exercise to really ensure that my elbows don't flail out to the side. So coming down right to the forehead, almost touching, and then contracting and squeezing at the top. So that is your Skullcrusher. Very aptly named. Higher reps, again, on the triceps, lower weight as opposed to higher weight, lower reps is my suggestion. And if I was going to do these with dumbbells, same idea. Okay, I can do 2 different grips, well, 3 different grips, but let me explain that in a moment. So back I go, my weight's right above my head. I always say pretend you're on the telephone here. So up, an old school telephone. Bend both of the elbows, stabilize those upper arms, and bring yourself straight up to extend. Okay, so that targets a little bit more of the lateral head as well when we're changing that grip. If I have my regular grip, my overhand grip, and give it a try, it's much harder to do. My elbows flail out to the side just because that's my the way that my alignment works, and most people is the same. So typically, if you're doing the Skullcrushers with the dumbbell, it is an internally rotated grip. Okay, so your palms are facing each other, and as I said, it just targets the heads of the triceps a little bit differently. So all good stuff. Those are your Skullcrushers.